9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha. Hood rich, hood rich.
101.7 The Truth. Happy Tuesday, Milwaukee, Truth Nation. Thank you so much for tapping in with us today. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram at 101.7 The Truth. And tap in MKE. Man, I got to give a shout out to Meech, to Z, TC, Terrence, Biko, the whole staff. I just wanted to shout y'all out today. Truth Nation, we be going in. Welcome to Tap In. I'm your girl, Jazz Tyler. We have some things to talk about today. And we have some special guests who will be joining us. Craig Berry, who is the owner of Mr. B's, but does so much more. Michael Inham of Inham Group, as well as C Money, who is legendary when it comes to the culture as it pertains to entertainment in Milwaukee. And again, I'm excited to have them on. Before we start, y'all know I like to do my affirmations. So if you are listening, whether you are watching or in the car, the affirmation for today is: walk into every room like God sent you. It does not matter what other people think. It does not matter how other people feel. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. What matters is when you show up, you show out. You show up authentic. You show up as yourself, the best version of yourself. You show up as you with confidence. Okay? Walk in every room like you know that you belong there. All right. So today we are talking about culture and professionalism. And as we talk about the professionalism piece, I was scrolling online and ran across an article pertaining to the elections. And Tom Tiffany, he blew me. I'm not going to lie. This comment that he made in comparison with slavery is mind-boggling, and I don't foresee it as being professional. No matter how much he tries to paint it, no matter how he tries to flip it to make it work in his favor, it's insane. So, Congressman Tom Tiffany, who's currently running for governor of the state of Wisconsin, recently spoke about Wisconsin history, noting that the Republican Party was founded in Ripon, Wisconsin in 1854 to oppose the spread of slavery. He argued that today's challenge is stopping what he called the spread of socialism, comparing the importance of that issue to defining issue faced by the party's founders. First and foremost, let's be clear. There is nothing in American history other than slavery that you can compare slavery to, right? I don't know if this is his way, the politically correct way to attempt to gain the black vote. And the reason why I said that is because I'm a very analytical person. I pay attention to everything. If you notice, David Crowley dropped out of the race last week, right? After he dropped out of the race, he endorsed Sarah Rodriguez, who obviously is a brown person. And then today, this week, you have Tom Tiffany, who's an older white Republican guy that compares socialism, the state of Wisconsin, as it pertains to socialism, to slavery, to ending slavery. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. His opponent, Francesca Hong, criticized the remark, saying that the comparisons is insane, in which it is. The way that he compared this fight to end slavery misrepresents both history and today's political debates. I'm not sure what's happening with this race. I've been following, but if I'm honest, after David Crowley bowed out of the race, I kind of took a break a little bit because I was rooting for him. But now that we're stepping back and we're looking at this, it's turning into a poop show, like a real life, the beginning of a poop show. If you're into politics and you watch news, you understand exactly what I'm saying, right? I'm not sure who his PR person is. I'm not sure who's over his campaign. But as a person who has ran for office and also assisted other elected officials with their campaigns, that's something I absolutely would have not encouraged him to say. Mind you, we're in the state of Wisconsin. And when you think about Wisconsin, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. To the outside world, the other states, when people think about Wisconsin, they don't think about Ripon, Wisconsin. They think about Milwaukee, right? So when you're talking about, you're comparing socialism, the state of Wisconsin politics, and socialism with the Democratic Party to ending slavery, do you understand why that will be offensive? Do you understand that that's going to be the very thing that exclude black people from rooting for you, right? Not because you're a Republican, but because you actually took time to compare that to this when there is absolutely no comparison. This is, again, I don't know what state we're in when it comes to this race. But what I do encourage people to do is to make sure that you research and that you are paying attention to the comments, the speeches, the things that someone who wants to uphold this office to govern the entire state of Wisconsin, pay attention to what they're saying. Pay attention to their actions. We all know that the politics gets very messy during election season. All of the tea and all of the dirt comes out about each opponent. But again, to compare anything to slavery is absurd. It's absurd. I don't understand it. I'm not trying to understand it. And I genuinely hope that this doesn't happen again. That these type of comments don't happen again. It's very offensive. Yeah. So Tom Tiffany, you won't be getting my vote. Just on the strength of that, again, the views that I project does not reflect 101.7 The Truth. It reflects my own. But as someone, as a black woman in this country and in this state, that comparison was insane and mad offensive. And for that reason, I can't rock with it. I can't rock with it. There's other reasons as well, but that right there, that was a little bit too much. So I want to ask y'all a question, 833-212-1017. What do you think Wisconsin legacy should be in 2026 as it pertains to politics? What should our legacy be? I'm not understanding the route that we're taking right now with the candidates. Not all of them, but again, that comment it really exposed the people that we have in office currently and the people that we have in office who are trying to elevate into a position to where they can control the entire state. And it's something noteworthy, it's something to pay attention to. It's something that I don't think we should let slide, especially if you are a black or brown person who resides in the state of Wisconsin. People like to capitalize off of the work that we put in, our ancestors put in, and the timing of it all is also horrible. This is not a time with everything that's happening, not just in the state of Wisconsin, but throughout the entire country as it pertains to black and brown people. This is not the time to compare something as minute as socialism in Wisconsin to slavery. All because you feel a way towards a specific party and you want to run a race. Nope. We cannot allow that whatsoever. So, the first 30 minutes of the show, 15 minutes, I want to hear from you, 833-212-1017. What do you think Wisconsin legacy should be as it pertains to politics? We got to go to break. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At UW-Milwaukee, students don't have to wait until college to start building their future. Roar Ready lets students K through 12th grade join in hands-on programs across campus. From science and tech to arts, sports, and more, students try new things, meet new people, and build skills that matter. Programs are led by UW-Milwaukee faculty, staff, and current students. And it's easy to register online. Get started today at uwm.edu/roarready. UW-Milwaukee. Roar Ready. Your child's future starts here.
Dreaming of owning your first home? Don't settle for a fixer-upper. Build a brand new home with Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity. They partner with first-time buyers to make home ownership possible with little to no down payment and a team that's on your side every step of the way. Even if you're just starting to explore what's possible, they're here to help you take the next step. If your household earns between $55,000 and $90,000 a year, you may qualify. Visit MilwaukeeHabitat.org to learn more.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is "My job is people, everyone is my business." But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct at the award-winning 101.7 The Truth American Family Insurance Studio in the beautiful heart of downtown Milwaukee. Thank you so much for tapping in with us today. Before we went to break, I was talking about the recent comments that Congressman Tom Tiffany mentioned in comparing socialism as it pertains to politics to slavery and to ending slavery. Like, that was his end-all be-all, I guess, to obtain the black vote, which was insane. Yeah. So outside of that, today, I want to get into cultural professionalism, specifically as it pertains to black and brown people, because we have some special guests who will be popping up today. Craig Berry is the owner of Mr. B's and so much more. He's not just a club owner. He owns a trucking company. He's involved in the community. He sits on Granville board as well. Michael Enum and C Money, man, we had some amazing guests today, and we're going to get into the cultural professionalism piece. What I want to talk about as it pertains to that is my experience, and I think we touched on this a little bit last week. When I pay for a service, or when I pay for anything, whether it's food, whether it's clothes, whether it's my hair, whatever it is, I'm paying you for the experience, not just what you bring to the table, not just your qualities. That's a percentage of it. The other percentage is my experience. And based off of how you treat me and how you show up on your end, that will then dictate if I'm going to come back and spend my money, right? So one of the situations I've had was I had to wait an hour for 2 services, right? 2 separate services. I paid a deposit for the first service. They were communicative and stated that they were running behind, right? Cool, 30 minutes. That 30 minutes turned into an hour. And I didn't get the above and beyond service. I didn't get extra this, extra that. Remind you, the stipulations are, as a client and a consumer, if I cancel my appointment or if I'm late, then I will be charged. So what are the stipulations when the person providing the service is late or if they cancel, right? How is the client or the consumer protected? And again, I hate to say this, but it is the truth. When it comes to black people, hello, we got to do better. You have to do better when it comes to the way that you do business, especially when you don't know who you're doing business with. Luckily, I am someone who is very understanding, very graceful, all of the above. But had I not been, it could have been a completely different situation. Then I ended up purchasing another service a day later. Same scenario, hour late. However, the experience was immaculate, right? The delivery was immaculate. Therefore, it made up for the hour of this person being late, which to me showed that they had great customer service. Like, hey, things happen. This is what the situation was. But let me make it up to you, right? I'll take that any day. I'll take that any day. I'll take that over whatever the case may be. But I don't appreciate, when it comes to black businesses, I don't appreciate people taking my appointment unserious. Not because of status, not because of who I am, but because I'm a client. Because I paid a deposit, because I'm coming to get a service done, and because I plan my day out the way that I plan it. And again, it's not just Black businesses, but I'm speaking specifically to the Black businesses, because when it comes to cultural professionalism, we have this thing about us where we get very relaxed when we're serving our people. When it comes to our people, we don't feel the need to code switch. We don't feel the need to put on the professional voice, to dress professional, to act professional, to look professional, right? We just feel the need to do the job, and that's it. But when you have someone who is not Black as a client, then you go up and be above and beyond. And I just can't understand it. I want us to do a better job at serving our people. So if you are a Black or brown person and you own a business, hear me loud and clear. Your business will fail if you continue to neglect the people that look like you. Right? I understand that we all relate. I understand that because I'm Black, I'm a part of the culture as far as me specifically, because not everybody is. But that still doesn't mean that you get a chance to have a relaxed type of personality, or as far as your professionalism, when I enter your space for service. Serve me like you would serve anybody else, especially if I'm spending money with you, because it matters, and that's going to dictate whether I come back or not. It's comfortable for me to want to do business with my people because every other race does business with theirs. So I'm okay with that. I live for that. If I can shop Black all day long, I would. But part of the reason why I only give 50% is because of my experiences. It's like as soon as you walk in, I've had mixed experiences when it comes to dealing with Black businesses and their professionalism. They exceed expectations. Some do everything that I need them to do plus some, right? When I walk out that door, I know for a fact that I'm going to go back. Then you have some where they just simply don't care. And what ends up happening is they lose service, and then people begin to say, we don't support Black businesses. We do support Black businesses. We don't support Black people who own Black businesses who are not professional. That's it. That's all. We support Black businesses. We just don't support Black people who own Black businesses who are not professional. So in order to create a better experience for your people, Black people, entrepreneurs, you have to separate logic from emotions. A lot of times, the customer service is bad when you're dealing with certain fields. So if you're going to get your hair done, your nails done, your lashes done, your makeup done, you're going to shop at a boutique, you're going to a certain restaurant, you're going to a certain lounge. When dealing with our people, everything is emotional based. It's based off of, how do I know you? Who do I know you from or through? Right? How do we meet? Instead of providing a service. When I walk into your establishment, that how you treat me should not be based off of how you know me. It should be based off the fact that I have money. And that's it. That's it. That's all. And again, this goes back to us who own businesses, the fact that we need some type of training. We need a personality training because it's a lot of A-types out here. We need customer service personal training as well. You have to go through certain trainings in order to deliver. Because I'm telling you, I'm so fed up with this. I'm so fed up to the point where the way I spend my money is very limited now. Because everybody is operating in emotion and with ego when they are servicing their people. And it's extremely disappointing. It's also unnecessary. And it runs your customer service away. If all you want is for your friends and your family to purchase something from you, be my guest. Continue to do what you do. But if you're looking to expand, that's not the way to do it. If you own a business, if you're a black person who owns a business in the city of Milwaukee, you have to learn how to operate emotions from logic. It's not based off how you're feeling that day. If you don't feel good, call off. I'd rather you cancel my appointment because you don't feel good than to do whatever it is that you want to do or to do a half job. Communication is key. We have to figure out a way to service our people better when we're dealing with our people. I don't care if you know them or not. It's a service. You are providing a service in exchange for money that I had to work for, which at that point, all the emotions go out of the window. I don't care how you feel. This is money I work for, and this is my time. My time is valuable, especially a person like me, because every minute on the dot is accounted for. Every minute on the dot is accounted for. So again, we have to begin to learn how to treat us when we are doing business with each other. We have to do a better job at that. And I know I've talked about the negative side, but the positive side of it is there are some amazing Black-owned businesses in Milwaukee who demonstrate great professionalism, who make sure that when you come, you have an amazing experience and that every dollar you spend is counted for. And those organizations, I truly, truly value. I do. Because again, you're going for an experience, right? You're going because you like the atmosphere, you like whatever service they're providing, you like their personality, you like the professionalism. And there is some amazing Black-owned businesses throughout the city of Milwaukee who offer these things. And to them, I thank you. I thank you for making it easier, right? As someone who has had businesses and have a business, when you're dealing with people, you never know what they're going through. Someone may purchase something from you, your service, because it is a way for them to escape from reality. It is a way for them to take a breath. It is a way for them to run away from whatever it is that they're dealing with, which is why I keep emphasizing experience. People are paying for experiences. You don't know what they're going through in their life. You don't know all of the burden that they carry on their shoulders. So when you are dealing with them in business, make sure that you take the time to think about that, right? It's not just about you. A lot of people are operating in a subjective manner because they never had nothing. And I understand it. You want something for yourself. I want something for you too. But how you treat me after I pay for a service dictates whether or not I'm going to come back. Because I'm not just paying for the qualities, I'm paying for the experience, right? I'm paying for more than just, oh, this food is good. No, how do you treat me when I'm there? What does your establishment feel like? What type of people do you have? How long did it take for me to get my food? Right? What was the quality of the food? The waiter, when they came to the table, how often are they coming? Are they making sure my food is hot? It's so many different layers to it. So we want to hear from you, 833-212-1017. What is some negative and positive experiences you've had when it comes to shopping in your community? We got to go to break. Make sure do not touch that dial. It's your girl Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Damn, Yeezy and Hov, where the hell you been? Talking real reckless, stuck man. I adopted these niggas, Philip drumming them. Now I'm about to make them tuck their whole summer in. They say I'm crazy when I'm about to go dumb again. They ain't see me cause I pulled up in my other bins. Last week I was in my other bins. Throw your diamonds up, cause we in this another again. Photo shoot fresh, looking like wealth. I'm about to call a paparazzi.
101.7 The Truth, it's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. And we have a very, very special guest today. Craig Berry is in the building. Craig Berry is the founder and CEO of 920 Hospitality Group, a Milwaukee-based hospitality ownership and operating platform overseeing a diverse portfolio of bars, lounges, restaurants, and entertainment venues. He also serves on the Granville Business Improvement District, contributing to economic development, business growth, neighborhood revitalization, and community engagement with Milwaukee's Granville area. Craig, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. We're going to talk about cultural professionalism. Before we went to break, we were getting into topics surrounding how we treat our people when it comes to serving them, right? And one of the things that I have an issue with is I feel like a lot of people who have Black-owned businesses tend to be more relaxed when it comes to serving their people. There's no code switching. And this isn't for every genre, every lane, or every arena, but you have experiences where you walk into a hair salon and they may treat you a little bit different than if a white woman walked in based off of the professionalism. They're a little bit more relaxed. So the first question I wanted to ask you is about cultural professionalism, because you have been in business for over 30 years. How important is professionalism, especially when you are serving your people?
Well, I'm getting ambushed, y'all, because I didn't practice this answer, because it's really a great question. But you have to understand, me being in the business I'm in a service business, and the key to my success is my customers' experience being a certain level. But you have to realize I also have to hire out of this community.
Yeah.
So when we go to some of these places like Walmart and Popeyes, and we experience some of these horror stories when it comes to service, what I do, I have to remind myself when I'm experiencing that as a customer that, wow, they have to hire out of this community. And it just reminds me how far we have to go with understanding the basics of etiquette and mannerisms. And it's a bigger picture than the service industry, Jazz. I'm just going to be honest with you. It goes back to some of the cultural issues that we're challenged with. I was just in the hallway talking to one of the other gentlemen, talking about they don't, some of our people don't understand the importance of presentation and the way you're supposed to dress and how you're supposed to leave the house, hair bonnets, things like that. So I can go on and on. So all that's connected to some of the cultural issues that we have. And it's challenging. I mean, I have had to retrain staff over the years on the importance of customer service and do not lower the bar because of these are black customers.
Yes.
And use proper English and speak with a respectable tone. It could be challenging, coming out of our community with the hiring. Don't get me wrong, I don't lower my standards. I'm a proud MPS student, but the way I parent my kid is the way I wanted them to present me, and that's what's missing in a lot of these situations. Is some of the kids just don't understand that you are a reflection of where you come from.
Yes.
So some of these kids, they just don't understand the importance of representing that last name you have, and it's a challenge. It's not easy.
It's not easy. I'm so glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk about fatherhood. Your son is amazing. I first met him when he came and did an internship in Alderwoman Cox's office.
Oh, Little Craig.
Yeah, Little Craig, yep. And I've watched him grow and I've watched him succeed. And I know that he is a reflection of everything that you poured into him. With today's society and what's happening yesterday, I know you've probably seen the news. We were talking about friendships in the Nolan Wells case. Milwaukee in general, when it comes to your children, is your greatest concern safety, opportunities, or how the world sees them?
Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment on Little Craig. Most of the friends that know me, they know I pride myself in my kids. My kids are my biggest investment, and as they should be for any man. But
yes,
Little Craig, just when I was raising my kids and my wife, we used to have a tug of war about some of the issues as far as principle and this is not a democracy. This is how I run my house. This is a dictatorship. It's daddy's way or no way. And Ebonics was always the thing that we used to always get on our kids about because it's the principle of it. I wouldn't allow my kids to speak Ebonics in my house.
Yeah.
You have to use proper English. Even if you got Pampers on, I'm going to teach you how to pronounce your words because it's reflective of other things. And it shows through all of my kids. So anybody that know my kids, they know they're very articulate and things like that, because it comes from what I give them.
Yeah.
It's not just me. It's my wife, too. I got to give her credit. So, yes, it's these kids nowadays, if they are our future, we're in trouble because you got the parents that are strict like me, and you got the parents who are the kids' friends.
Yeah.
And it's showing every time you turn the news on in other areas, which is a whole nother story. And me being in the entertainment business, nightclub business, I have to deal with it daily. It's I don't have a lot of problems with my place, but again, I'm unk to a lot of kids. I don't even know their names.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it because it's a term of endearment, but a lot of these kids are really lost when it comes to conduct and principles, and it's deep. We see it every day on Water Street and Brady Street. It's challenging. I mean, it's a lot.
It is. So with the way that you grew up is completely different from the way that your children have grown up.
A man's job as a parent, I say this all the time, is you have to make sure your kid's life was better than yours. I had great parents, don't get me wrong, but if I died today at my funeral, I would like to think that my kids would say that I did a good job as a father.
Yeah.
But if we get enough of that, I think it'll spread. And a lot of our ills in this society will go away if fathers be a little more accountable and be closer to their kids, especially their sons.
Yes.
Because the common denominator with a lot of problems with some of these kids is the father's not there.
Yep. And
some of these fathers really don't deserve to be fathers with the way they're acting. So that's, again, this is deeper than entertainment, obviously. And these are just answers from the heart because I didn't know you were going to ask me these questions. But again, we're all connected in that area because we all come from something.
Yep. And thank you. I didn't want to send them ahead of time because I want authentic responses.
Oh, it's fine. I'm not. I got the truth on my side.
Absolutely. So with everything that you've spoken about as far as how you raise your children, the reality is, for instance, Little Craig, he's still a black boy who comes from Milwaukee, right? So how do you teach him confidence without ignoring the realities of being a young black man in America?
How do I teach him? I mean, Craig was an easy kid. It was easy for him. I mean, it wasn't easy for him, but I really protected my kids from a lot of things because, you know, I come from the streets myself.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't a saint always, you know what I'm saying? So I use my experiences in life and mistakes I made when I raised my kids. I got 4 kids, two boys, 2 girls, and they're all great kids. And but it's little Craig that everybody asks about, probably because he's my namesake, pre-law student. He's doing big things. But I mean, it's kind of hard to answer some of those questions without sounding biased with my other kids. But it's raising the kids is not easy, man. I don't care what book they write. It's case by case basis, and I've been blessed with all of my kids to give them the principles that I came up with. Now, Craig and Ariel and Deontay and Charity, they're all successful in their own rights, and they all made their mistakes as well in coming up. But overall, my kids are batting 1,000. But I'm blessed, and I know everybody don't have that story to tell.
Yeah.
So that's why I mentor a lot of kids and a lot of fathers, a lot of kids, you know, that went through things and don't understand the importance of staying close to your kid, regardless to if you're with the mom or not, because that's the other issue.
That part.
The other issue, some people, when they break up with the mom, they break up with the kids, which to me that's terrible. But and I look at my upbringing from my father. I was raised by my mom and my stepdad, and he was great. May he rest in peace. He died a year ago, and he was great. But however, it's nothing like that genetic connection to your actual dad. So, and my actual, you know, my biological father, he was there till he passed in 1999. But I took my experience and the mistakes my dad made and applied it to my father, who made sure my kids had everything they needed. But again, this ain't about me. This is about our community overall. I think if we as fathers, as they say, each one teach one.
Yeah.
You know, if we reach out to some of these kids, because this Gen Z is scaring me.
Yeah.
This Gen Z is scaring me, and seeing some of the music and the content that's in this music, it scares the heck out of me. And you see these kids trying to live their life through a video game.
Yes.
Social media posts. Social media is the worst thing to happen in our community, if you ask me. I'm just being honest.
Absolutely.
I benefit from it because of the businesses I run is able to get marketed through that. But however, with the big picture, I think the bad outweigh the good with social media, especially when it's not used correctly. Yeah. And it's really affecting us. And I think it's 20 years from now, we'll look back and regret some of the decisions we made with the content that we post.
Yeah.
Because some of us live our life through social media, which to me is ridiculous. Because you create a persona of who you want to be and not who you are. That's right. A false reality. False reality, and I see it every day. I see it, you know. You can't put a filter on We Energies when they send that bill.
That's right.
you got to be accountable.
That's right.
So, you know, but again, it's deep. You know, it's a lot that can be discussed in all those areas, but we're here.
Absolutely. We got Craig Berry in the building. We got to go to break to pay some bills. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkeprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way, improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to healthcare and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
One, two, three into the four. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the dope, ready to make an entrance. So back on up. Before I have to pull the strap out the cut, give me the microphone first so I can bust like a bubble. Hampton and Long Beach together, now you know you in trouble, cause ain't nothing but a G.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct, and we have a special guest in the building, Mr. Craig Berry. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before we went to break, we were talking about fatherhood and just the state of our youth in general. I want to know a little bit more about you, Craig, for the listeners. Where did you grow up? How did you get into the entertainment industry? Like, I know, but I want them to understand who you are.
Okay. I started off DJing at Custer. When I was at Custer High School, I was a DJ, and then I started doing promotions. And my mom and my dad actually met at his bar.
Okay.
And obviously, you know,
my mom and dad is.
They met at his bar, and whatever happened, and I'm here.
Yeah.
And she didn't marry my biological dad. She married her husband, Mr. George Riley. He owned bars. So I've been around the bar culture. I'm a bar baby, basically.
Yep.
So if you cut me, I'm gonna bleed Hennessy, and I don't even drink Hennessy, but I'm gonna bleed it.
Yeah.
But so when I was gosh, I forgot how old I was, but in 1999, I decided I want to open up a club.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to this property at 352 East Capitol. It used to be a Roundy's grocery store, and I looked up and I thought this would be a great place for a nightclub, and I built the Matrix.
Yeah.
The Matrix nightclub, and that place was 30,000 square feet. Capacity was 3,000 people. It was crazy. So they thought I was delusional when I said I was going, hey, man, I'm going to put I'm going to put a nightclub in this grocery store. So people thought I was like, man, this won't work. Nevertheless, it worked. It was a huge success. It kind of changed what Milwaukee was used to seeing when it come to nightlife.
Yep.
With the celebrities and the capacity and the way we did it. Then after that, I did a couple more clubs, Double XL, Club Escape, Matrix, Kiss. Right now, it's Mr. B's and Legends.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's, Mr. B's is pretty crazy on Tuesday. It's pretty busy. We do R&B Tuesday there. It's phenomenal. We do at least 1,000 people every Tuesday. And then Legends, which caters more to the 21 and up. Then we got Swish the Sports Bar, which is open 7 days a week at the same address as Legends. And matter of fact, we got the Blues Festival this weekend.
Yeah, I seen that.
Oh man, it's gonna be big, man. It's our 11th year. The Granville Bid District does this Blues Festival. This is the 11th year. I've been there since day one, and it's grown every year.
Yeah.
With participation, and this year it's gonna be even bigger and better. Got a lot of major artists. Kelly Price is a headliner this year.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah,
I don't do much, but I'm coming to that.
It's the next 2 weekends in Mr. B's parking lot on 86 and Brown Deer. I mean, it's a community friendly event. It's free, kid friendly, tons of vendors. It's gonna be nice. But yeah, so that's what I do. That's my main thing. And then I'm building a skating rink. It's gonna be called Flow. We're about 20% through in the construction. We're just waiting on some other architectural designs to get done.
Do anybody else know that, or is that an exclusive?
Well, I mean, we was at the mayor's State of the City, and we had our Flow shirts on. That's the name of the skating rink, Flow, and it generated a lot of questions and conversations. And that was by design, because we was trying to make sure Milwaukee was ready for another skating rink. Because the last one we had was a Palace, and you're not old enough to remember the Palace, Jazz, but.
Am I not?
The Palace was smooth, man.
I heard about it.
That was the spot right on Houghton and Capitol, and it was. But I'm not. It was on Port Washington Capitol. But what we did here is we retrofitted the space, and it's about 25,000 square feet. It's gonna hold about 800 skaters. It's gonna be
wow.
It's more. It's not just a skating rink. It's an entertainment venue, so it's gonna have games, party rooms, stuff like that. It's gonna be pretty nice.
That's what we need.
We gotta get these kids somewhere to go.
Yes,
gotta give them something to do.
We need that.
But I want the right kids in there too. So that's a whole nother story. Because again, Gen Z is scaring the hell out of me, y'all.
Yeah, they taking over the city for sure. And I'm glad you brought up the skating rink, because it leads into my next question, as far as being someone who has owned a club for more than 2 decades. Do you find, and you've serviced multiple generations, do you find that the entertainment has shifted from bringing people together versus clout chasing? Like, do you feel like it's more clout chasing than, I used to go out back in the day just to have a good time. You would go in a club and you would actually dance with people versus standing around who's best dressed?
Let me say this. The entertainment industry nationally has really changed. And I'm not going to say it's bad, but yes, you're right. There used to be a time where you went to the clubs and you couldn't wait on slow songs to come on just so you can ask that girl that you got a crush on for a slow dance.
Yes.
Those days are gone. Now, if you like her, you just inbox her. You just DM her.
Yeah.
So that kind of made it a little harder on the nightclubs. And then people spend a lot of time on their phones in the nightclubs. It's kind of a...
That's weird.
It's crazy how people would go to the club to meet people, but be on their phone.
Yeah.
So, but generationally, it's crazy, because I'm starting to run across, because I've been doing it so long, I'm starting to see some of the offsprings of some of my customers that met at my place.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I'm getting old, man. Oh, you know my mom and daddy. I know your mom and daddy. They say they met at your club. Well, then how old are you? Man, I'm old, man. So, but I'm not old. I'm blessed. I take it. But so to answer that question, yeah, the generational changes is definitely obvious. I mean, it's things have really changed from when I first started as a DJ to promoting at clubs and then owning clubs. There's definitely a big difference.
Yeah.
It's just the way people interact is just different. They will buy a section now and sit in the section and won't get out. There's no dance floors no more, because people don't guys don't ask girls to dance anymore. Guys would two-step in their section or wherever they're at, and girls would dance or twerk wherever they're at.
Yeah.
So this kind of changed. Is it for the better? I don't know. They're still meeting their soulmates at some of these places. So, I mean, it's happening, obviously. So everybody don't go home at 2:30.
I said, yep. Don't I know it?
I'm just being honest. Everybody don't go home at 2:30.
Don't I know it?
So I think the nightclubs still play a role in people socializing and meeting, even if it's for business purposes and networking.
Yeah.
And it's not just about nightclubs; it's restaurants too.
So with that, leading into the next question, do you feel like people confuse popularity with respect? Based off of, for example, the tone that you said, people are in clubs, they're on their phones, they're Instagramming, the women are twerking on their friends instead of men. And then it becomes like this big thing of, hey, look at me. I'm at this place with this person doing this.
That goes back to the social media. Social media is really driving people's, I should say, their energy, because as they say, do it for the gram.
Yeah.
Some people do things just for the gram. They do things just to post it and get responses versus it being genuine or healthy for them.
Yeah.
It's crazy how people will even engage in certain things, whether it be drugs or alcohol or whatever, just to get that response on social media.
Yeah.
It's crazy. One of the reasons they say I can be mean with some of these people, that content creators that come in my place, because you get people that come in there with their cameras and stuff. I can't control the imaging that they're taking and what they're doing with it and what's being said. So I kind of try to monitor it just for that reason, because information is power.
Yes.
So it can be challenging sometimes when you get some of these people that just want to post everything without putting it in proper context.
Yeah.
So it can be just detrimental to some of these liquor licenses. So we know how that go.
What are some of the things you would like to see as it pertains to entertainment? Like some things change as it pertains to entertainment in Milwaukee.
I would like to see the hip hop community get more engaged with politics.
Yeah.
I think if Sexy Red spoke on politics, I shouldn't say Sexy Red. She was a poor example. if maybe a Beyonce or maybe even a Megan.
Yeah.
I'm going to people that these girls really look up to and idolize.
Yes.
If they got more politically engaged in what's going on and explain to these young people, that what happens with politics affects us directly.
Yep.
And we're paying $6. We were paying $6 a gallon for gas. So if that does not wake you up to what's going on politically, what will?
Yep.
I mean, now that's a direct response to some of the decisions that's being made, whether it's Washington D.C. or local. So I've said this to some of the hip hop rappers and stuff that come to my places. I tell them all the time, like, bro, you need to get more engaged with. I understand you want to rap about the trap, but let's rap about what's going on in politics. Put some substance in it.
Yep.
We have to pick our people up and explain to them the importance of voting. You have to vote. Milwaukee, y'all have to vote.
Yes.
It's embarrassing to see. Last year we hosted the Get Out the Vote concerts. We did Jacquees, free to get in. All you had to do was come and vote. All you had to do was go to the polls and come to the concert. The participation, it was great, but it could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
In the year 2000, when Al Gore, was that 2000? Yeah, when Al Gore barely won Wisconsin, we had hosted a Get Out the Vote concert. Now, this was before they changed the rules. Back then, you could get what we did in order to get in for this free concert, you had to have an I Voted sticker on.
Yeah.
And we had about 4,000 people trying to get in with their I Voted stickers.
Yeah.
And I know I saw some of my colleagues, some of my childhood friends, they ain't never voted in their life until that day.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to get in that concert we was hosting. I think, who was it? Too Short? It was somebody. I can't remember which artist it was. But it was a huge success. And after that was when some legislators saw that and they said, oh, we're buying votes, and they changed the rule. But that was very impactful. And I think, in this coming election, we need to figure out a way to do that again legally.
Yep.
Because if that's all it takes to get you to the polls, then come on with it.
Yeah.
Because we have to vote.
We do. Especially at a local level.
At a local level. How many of these young people can't tell you who their state representative is or what a state representative
or an order person?
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Sad.
No idea. We got Craig Berry in the building. We got to go to break to pay some bills. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269 DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
Running to the checker flag, running through the red light. 12 can be gun and won't pull over till I'm dead right. Ride till the sunrise, can't about no bedtime. Ain't gon' get no ride with me, let they fly. Better know from West Side Atlanta or the best style. All the way to Crenshaw, I'm out of mind. Better know. Big poppin' ain't no look. Dropping bags, it's a lot to you, to me a look. Let them ride, Chevy 40 cal in my lap. Real dope boy.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. We got a special guest in the building, Mr. Craig Berry. Thank you so much for joining us today. Craig mentioned you have a skating rink coming up. I'm excited about that. We was just talking about things that the youth need to do. And for the youth who are listening, skating was a big thing back in the day, even at my time. But can you elaborate a little bit more on Flow and what that looks like?
Well, it's like I said, it's going to be next door to Mr. B's. Everybody wonder where it's at. It's next door to Mr. B. The address is 8633 West Brown Deer. It's on a major bus line. Like I said, it's going to offer not just skating; it's just entertainment venue or complex. We're going to do some after school stuff. We'll do some. It's so many things to list, but. And we actually got a website we great put up, but we're just waiting to get some more construction done because we don't want people soliciting yet. You know, because there's too much going on with the construction. So that's it. I mean, it's way overdue. I got a lot of pushback from certain people that was a little apprehensive about the crime element, and you know, you have to understand. I deal with young adults when they're drinking. So if I can handle that, I think I can handle
youth.
Yes, I think I can. I mean, don't get me wrong. I met with Chief Jeff Norman briefly about it at the mayor's event. He said he's going to give us whatever help he can.
Yeah.
But we're going to need. It's going to take the community for this to work.
Absolutely.
But getting kids in the building is easy, but it's keeping them safe.
Yeah.
This is the main thing, and keeping the community safe.
Absolutely.
So. We are aware of that, and it's a need. We got to get these kids somewhere to go.
Yeah.
It's one of the problems we have is the kids rather play video games all day than come outside. I used to cry when it was time to come inside.
Yes.
My grandkids, I got to push them out the house.
To
Get
go.
out there and play. And they feel like they're getting penalized. I'm like, what has happened?
Yes. It's completely different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Playgrounds are empty.
Yep, they are. So I've seen your journey. I've worked with you multiple times, from kids to political events, and also with your son. And I've seen the work that you do in the community, which is one of the reasons why I did ask to have you come on the show as well. How important is it for someone of your status who is a prominent figure in not just entertainment, but just overall, to be engaged in the community?
Well, this is where I come from. I mean, I'm proud to say I'm from Milwaukee. I'm not one of those people that go out of town and claim another city or because the first thing people say is, it's black people in Milwaukee.
Right.
When I go out of town, yeah. And or some of it is the Jeffrey Dahmer effect, quite frankly.
Right.
So, but no, I'm proud to say I'm from here. And Milwaukee has a lot to offer people. And it's not all bad like suburban America thinks.
Yep.
The media plays a role in that a lot because it's the way it's perceived. It scares the hell out of the suburbans that Milwaukee this, Milwaukee that, because that's what you see. But there's a lot of good out of Milwaukee, such as the Jasmine Tylers and hopefully the Craig
Thank
Berries.
you. Yep.
But I believe in being aggressive and trying to help your community. I employ 63 people, and I like to think that my decisions, it goes a long way with helping those I have never laid eyes on, just indirectly or directly. So I pride myself in that, and I hope my kids learn from that, and my nephews and my nieces learn that you have to give back to your community. And I've donated to various charities and support. I support so many football teams. I done bought so much of that popcorn, $20 bags of popcorn.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God! What's your Cash App, bro? I just sent the Cash App. I don't need no more popcorn. Girl Scout cookies, I got them stacked to where they go stale.
Yeah.
But I try. I do what I can. And we do tons of repasses for people too that are indigent, and it's sad to see some of these people get taken away from our community. It's sad. Some of the stories, and I do a lot of those, and I do it not just for the recognition because I never talk about it, but I do it. I think it's the right thing to do, bringing people together in those moments and watching them fellowship together and I hear some of the things said because we pass the mic around in most of our repasses because, at the funeral, you only got 2 minutes.
Yep.
So we pass the mic around and we give people a chance to reminisce on some of the things. And most of these people I don't know, and I hear some of these things, and I say to some of the young people that's left here through violent acts and driving crazy, we're all 1 second away from being in that situation where you're the victim.
Yep.
Or related to the bad guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's little things I do here and there, and I hope my kids see that and they go on to be very productive and giving back to their community as well.
Absolutely. You show up. I mean, you donate, but you show up. That's what's important. A lot of people spend money, but they don't show up. You never get a chance to see them in the physical form. Yeah. So that matters the most. What is one lesson that Milwaukee taught you that college can never teach you?
I go back and forth with my kids about this all the time because my one daughter is a Howard grad, little Craig is a Xavier grad, so we have tons of debates about who's smarter than who. So I tell my kids, the best university is not Harvard, it's not Howard, it's experience.
Yes.
And what growing up in Milwaukee has taught me is we have a long way to go, first of all, because of this some of the stuff I experienced as a businessman when it comes to racism and the playing field not being level. Atrium is a new place we just got right here, 1110 North MLK.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new bar we're opening, which is basically right across the street from the Fiserv Forum. And the pushback I got from the community, as far as, I shouldn't say the community, some of the business owners, it kind of broke my heart because they couldn't give me a good reason why I wasn't eligible to get a liquor license.
And y'all had the one down there before, right?
Well, my partners had that, no problems. And it's like, Milwaukee got a long way to go with this racism because they could not tell me. And I mean, we hosted 2 neighborhood meetings, and I was there, full effect, and the objections they gave made no sense at all other than the color of my skin.
Yeah.
And you hate to go there, but sometimes it's there.
The truth.
Exactly. But I straightened them out.
Yeah.
And I got the license. And Alderman Bauman, shout out to Alderman Bauman, he supported me. But again, I had to overcome that journey. So basically, what I'm saying is, in all the years I've been here, it really hasn't gotten better in some fronts when it comes to dealing with the racism and the segregation.
Yeah.
Because black folks go wherever they can go to party, but white folks ain't gonna go where we at.
Yeah.
It's just a fact. And going back to skating, we would get in our car and drive to Zion an hour and 10 minutes every Sunday just to go roller skating because no one wanted us here.
Mhm.
Butler didn't want us here. Wisconsin State University didn't want us. They didn't. First thing, we get on the skate floor because I was an avid skater. We get on the skate floor, do a couple of moves. They quit playing whatever that song is and play some rock and roll.
Yeah.
They made it clear they did not want us on their skating floors. I mean, what are we hurting?
Right.
Again, so I've seen it, I've seen it getting better for the most part, but we still got a long way to go. And it's going to take business owners like me who's not going to accept being told no to keep pushing forward. Now, you also have to give them a safe product. You have to give them a safe environment.
Yeah.
So they will support you, but got a long way to go.
Yeah, well, whatever help I can be, especially with the skating rink and anybody else in the community, I think is something that we literally were just talking about this. This is something that we need. This is something that we have to support. It's not just a skating rink. It's an entertainment venue. Yes. I want to be clear on that. But I wholeheartedly support it, not just because it's you, Craig, but because it's needed. It is.
Thank you. I would like to say that it is needed. And I think it's going to be one of those deals where it's going to start in Milwaukee and I'll put one in another city and in another city because Milwaukee's reflective of a lot of other cities.
Yep.
Where you got a lot of missing things in our community that we need that'll help us be better as far as passing time with our kids.
Yep, absolutely. Your sons, if there's anything that you want them to remember when you're done in your career, what is it? What do you, as far as legacy, what is it that you want to leave behind for them?
It takes a team. I married well too, so my wife, shout out to Erica, she was really there and she helped me stay focused. She took care of home while I was out here trying to
do what you do.
Do what I do.
Yeah.
And my sons, well, one's married, Craig, eligible bachelor. Shout out little Craig again. His name comes up in so many conversations. Yeah. After I had I had a brain tumor, so I had my surgery and all of that some years ago, and I got out, and I was thankful to get out of the surgery, and so I'd see old friends, and the first thing they asked about is, man, what little Craig? Hey, man, I just had a whole tumor room. Why you asking about him? There's somebody little Craig. But he's a special kid, as all of them are. But yeah, it's one of those. Going back to my legacy, I'd like to think that I didn't raise club owners, so it's not what I'm asking my kids to do. I want them to be, whatever they want to be in life.
Mm-hmm.
I just want them to understand they're part of the team and having a solid family behind you.
Yeah.
Because you cannot build without a strong foundation, no matter what it is.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm gonna leave with.
What I take from it is you're not just someone who owns a club or real estate or anything else, but you're someone who likes to bring people together to have a good time.
I do.
And that's something we need. That's something that we've always done as a people, and that's something that we need to support, not just showing up on the Tuesdays, but showing up in everything else that you do. So my call to action for this will be anyone who do support you and that does attend the Tuesdays, the Saturdays, whatever, that they show up for the entertainment venue, that they show up for the community portion of things as well, because it's very much needed. Do you have any shout outs, any last advice that you want to give to the community?
Oh, wow, man. It's hard to do shout outs because I know I'm going to forget somebody. But I want to shout out our creator that gave me the strength to wake up this morning. Number one. Number two is my mom.
Yes.
My mom, anybody that knows Iria Riley knows that she's a community activist, always have been. And she's been pushing. She owned her own business. That's what I saw as a kid. My mom ran her own janitorial service, and I think that's who instilled a lot of my business etiquette.
Yeah.
I remember getting off the school bus when I was 16, getting off the city bus coming from school, and I had a briefcase. My other classmates had book bags.
Yeah.
I carried a briefcase.
So you've been a boss.
I knew I had a future doing something. So, and when I first started dating my wife, they used to call me the insurance man. The insurance man. That's the insurance man. No, because I carried I wore slacks instead of jeans in school.
Yeah.
That's just how I was.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Craig, for joining us today. We got to go to break. Do not touch that dial again. Thank you for joining us. Do you want to shout out the Blues Fest again this weekend?
Oh, yeah. This weekend and the following weekend, 18th, 19th, 25th, 26th. It's the 11th annual Granville Blues Festival, Granville and R&B. So Milwaukee, pull up. It's free. It's truly free. Shout out to my family. Love y'all. Thanks, Milwaukee.
Thank you so
Milwaukee's been
much.
good to me, man.
I know
They
it.
really have.
I know it. And it's going to be even better. It's going to be even better to you.
I think it's going to continue.
Yep. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Craig. We got to go to break. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, my not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I won't deny it, I'm a straight rider. You don't want to up me. Got the police busting at me, but they can't do nothing to me. Let's get ready to rumble! Like the police busting get down for this, but they can't constantly cheat. Money over bitch decide, I'm a straight rider. You don't want to stay on the ground. Got the police crossing me. My ambitions as a rider. My ambitions as a rider.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of The Truth. For almost 100 years, they've been committed to helping families protect what matters most, your home, your vehicle, and the dreams you are building every single day. If you are a part of the Truth audience, you already know you work hard for yours. That's why having the right protection in place matters. American Family helps you stay ready for whatever life brings so you can focus on moving forward. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. American Family Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. Truth Nation, what's the word? It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. Thank you so much for tapping in. Shout out to Mr. Craig Berry. We had an amazing conversation, and we're about to keep that conversation going. We have another special guest in the building, Mr. Michael. And thank you so much for joining us today. For those who are not familiar with you, you have been in this industry for over 20 years, right?
Correct, 20 years.
20 years exact?
Yeah, 20 years.
Okay, so you designed your first house at 20. You have over 20 years in this industry with construction management and real estate development. At the age of 25, you were recognized by the Milwaukee Business Journal as a 40 under 40 recipient and by the Milwaukee Times Black Excellence Award as a corporate trailblazer. So basically you goated.
Not quite. There's still a lot to do before I can claim that title, but I'm blessed. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know about you, Mike, and I know your history and the things that you have done, but I want you to elaborate a little bit more for our audience. Where do you come from? Where did you grow up? How did you get into architect to begin with in development?
Sure. So my name is Michael Amim. I'm principal at a real estate development firm called Amim Group. I'm Milwaukee-based, born and raised here in the city. Proud MPS graduate. Grew up on the north side my entire life.
Where you graduated from?
I went to Bradley Tech.
Oh, here we go. I knew it. I knew because Mish got two. See, I went to Bayview, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Mish got a little hype back there.
We're not going to hate you for that. It's all love.
It's okay. I ain't tripping.
Yeah. But no, I went to Tech for a purpose. Like I knew very early, I would say, early like in middle school, maybe 6th grade, like I wanted to be in the construction development, industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I, wanted to go to Tech, took up architecture in high school.
Yeah.
Back then we had this program where like you had to claim like a major, basically. So mine was construction, technology. We were rehabbing houses back then. I just fell in love with it. Got an internship when I was 16 through a program, and I've been working full time. It's actually 22 years. I've been working full time in the industry since I was 16.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So a lot of youth who are listening, they don't understand the concept of the time we came from, where the schools were based off of a major.
Mm-hmm.
So to hear that, and I know all about tech and the construction and architect, so to hear that you actually went to school in high school for that, and that you built something from that is amazing to me.
Yeah, I definitely am a proponent of trade and vocational, schools.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I would say about Tech is if you look at, who's the leaders in the design, build, development industry in Milwaukee, a lot of them are Tech graduates. Tech has done a great job of retaining, our talent, because these are the people that are literally building, our communities.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this, because I know that this was a part of the mayor's state of address this year, the housing needs. What is the biggest misconception people have about Milwaukee development?
The biggest misconception, I would say that not enough is being
built.
done. Yeah, like not enough is being built, or too much of one thing is being built. I think if people, were educated on everything that is happening, you'll see it's pretty active. Development, industry, and I would, not limit us to just look at the city of Milwaukee, but the region, is as well. There's always room for more.
Absolutely.
We need more growth. But real estate, also needs population, growth and, family supporting jobs, et cetera, to support the real estate. That's what I would say the biggest misconception is.
So when it comes to our people, Black people in general, we don't ask the correct questions because we don't have the understanding. We don't understand. And the reason why I say that is because I know there's a lot of people who talk about the housing crisis and that there's not enough space and so on and so on, but they don't understand what goes into it. They don't understand what it takes. As a Black man fighting up against not only developers here, but developers who are coming from out of town, especially the nonprofits who are purchasing large amount of real estate at one time. So can you walk us through what it looks like in your position, in your career, as far as identifying the demand and then being able to offer the supply?
Yeah, sure. And I think in answering that question, I might switch up the answer to my first question because it's not easy.
Yeah.
Real estate development is tremendously hard. It's high risk, and developers get paid last. And there can be a big reward. But unfortunately, there are a lot of transactions that don't make it to the closing table.
Yeah.
And someone is left with that bill. So I think that's a huge misconception is that, I can just take XYZ class and then I'm a developer. And,
yeah.
I'm going to make millions of dollars, my first year doing it. It doesn't work like that. I would say the steps that we take is, we look at the multitude of housing needs. We develop market rate single family, homes. We've designed and built a couple subdivisions in Milwaukee.
Okay.
We've also developed, designed and built affordable housing, both infill scatter sites, so homes and apartment buildings. We're doing a condominium, development, right now. Those are totally different types of housing.
Yes.
Needs. From the rental unit that's going to be a couple $100, a month, that's going to fit one need, to a lakeshore condominium at $800,000 and everything in between. And I think that's important for us as a firm is to be nimble, like that, because the economy changes
absolutely
rapidly, right? There's so many macroeconomic things that's happening that we don't have control over.
Yeah.
And, we have to respond to, whether it be interest rates, whether it be, the war, the Straits of Hormuz, all of these things impact us in some way. So what deal works today may not be a deal that works next year, or 2 years from now. So our strategy is diversity, diversity of solutions, housing products that we provide to market, and strong partnerships to provide those housing solutions.
Absolutely. So with you having so much experience when it comes to developing different types of houses, I want to ask you something, especially because we know that gentrification in the city of Milwaukee is real. What neighborhoods do you believe have the greatest potential over the next decade as far as building?
Well, I'm going to lead with where I'm most invested in right now, and that's in the Bronzeville, area.
Can we get a hand clap for that, Z, please? Shout out Bronzeville. Shout out Water Woman Cox.
Our headquarters is there, in Bronzeville. We've been fortunate enough to develop, a few projects in that area.
I just took a photo shoot in front of one of your buildings.
Yeah, that's what's up. So I would lead with Bronzeville.
Okay.
And the reason why I say Bronzeville is for a number of reasons. It's a first ring neighborhood right outside of downtown, right? So development naturally just moves outward. You see a lot of development downtown. Okay, what's the next neighborhood adjacent, to it? So equally, I go to the south side and say, look at what has happened in the Fifth Ward, over the past, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
I hear stories of like, oh, it was totally different, 30 years ago on the near south side. Now look at it, it's you can make an argument that it's being gentrified, as well. But I've also done a lot of work in the 15th Aldermanic District. I think that's another first ring neighborhood right outside of downtown. that 20th and Walnut, area. I think that's a really strong, area. It's rooted in a lot of homeowners.
Yeah.
Which is something that I am like huge on is home ownership, because far too many of us rent and then we don't build equity.
Absolutely.
I was a homeowner at 19, years old. And my story of, home ownership and how that helped me personally and professionally is something that more of us need to be able to tell. So home ownership opportunities are really great there. And then also, I would say the northwest side, of Milwaukee, something has to happen. You hear the stories of like when Northridge was open and the North Meadows, when it was home ownership, based on those condominiums before they got converted to rentals. And, you hear about the slide and all that stuff that happened, in the late 80s, 90s and stuff. I have family members that live out there, so I've witnessed it myself. Something must happen. Northridge is the largest contiguous parcel in the city of Milwaukee to be developed.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's just a matter of time. Things don't happen overnight, so I can't tell you if that's 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years. But real estate is the long play, so I would be looking at land opportunities, out there, and it may just be buy and hold or, fix and flip or, develop something, right away.
Absolutely. We got Mike in the building. We got to go to break. Do not touch that dial. We got to pay some bills. We want to hear from you. 833-212-1017. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler.
Freedom has a history. Come experience it. Visit the Milton House Museum, Wisconsin's only certified Underground Railroad site open to the public. Tour the historic 1844 Inn, step down into the cellar, and walk through the underground tunnel in the footsteps of freedom seekers who risked everything on their journey to liberty. Hear powerful stories of courage, sacrifice, hope, and determination, and discover Wisconsin's connection to the Underground Railroad and the fight for freedom. Guided tours of the Milton House are available Tuesday through Sunday through Labor Day weekend. Learn more at miltonhouse.org.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
One on 1.7 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. We got a special guest in the building, Michael Mim. Thank you for joining us. He gonna kill me for chopping his name. All right, so we are talking development, professionalism, all of the above. The housing crisis, right? For those who are joining us, can you just give a brief description again about what it is that you do?
Yeah, so I am a Milwaukee-based real estate developer. Mem Group is the name of my firm. We essentially buy land or buildings, and we come up with the vision of how to repurpose the buildings, whether it be additions, renovations, or how to build new properties on top of the vacant land. And we basically quarterback the entire transaction, hiring architects, hiring the contractors, getting the financing, owning, operating it, or selling it. That's a high-level summary of what we do as real estate developers.
So we were talking about how the housing crisis and development overall. Now let's talk about development versus community. I've been watching some of the things play out. One of the most recent things was the development the old Walmart in Midtown.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want it to be this was like a cyber center or whatever the case may be, which means that the community voiced their opinions. My question is for you as a developer. Do you think that residents should have a larger voice in shaping new developments?
Absolutely. We will never develop anything in a vacuum without having community feedback. That is paramount. That's step one.
Yeah.
I'm never going into a neighborhood, without understanding
tapping in. Yeah.
That neighborhood and what the needs of that neighborhood are. Speaking with the local elected officials, the block leaders, et cetera. That's step one.
Yeah.
And the question was specifically, should the community have a larger role in development? I think what we witnessed happen at Midtown,
and
it's not the first time something like that has happened. I remember on King Drive, we were talking about Brownsville earlier, where the developer was trying to put a Dollar Tree
at Pete's.
Yeah. And the community, spoke out about it. And I was at those listening sessions. And the community voiced their opinion, and ultimately they got a grocery store that I'm in that grocery store a few times each week.
Me
now,
too.
Right?
Yep.
So the community conversations are extremely important.
Absolutely. So we were talking about Brownsville. Everybody know how much I love Brownsville. How do you improve a neighborhood while preserving its history and culture? And I speak of Brownsville specifically because there's been so much work into people trying to come in and take over who are not a part of our community and who do not understand the importance of having Brownsville built to what it is now. I've sat in, when I worked for Alderwoman Cox, I sat in her office and watched her work effortlessly to build this district up so that it can become something that we're proud of. So do you find any challenges with projects like this where you're trying to preserve the history, especially with the stipulations that some of the buildings may have if they're historic buildings?
So how do you preserve the history in the neighborhood? I think the answer to that question ties back to the prior question, is involving the community. The community has all that tacit knowledge, all that legacy that exists. I think about real estate developers who came before me, like Beachy Brooks and him developing, Howyer Park, right? I can't imagine, developing something near Howyer Park without going to talk to those residents that have been there since the 70s, right? That have that rich history and that are vested. And, and I think, from a cultural perspective, we as Black people, historically in America, a lot of things have been taken from us. We've been disenfranchised, right?
Yeah.
We've been conditioned to question everything and not trust, people to come in and say, oh, I'm going to do this because it has happened, before, where people have made commitments and didn't honor, those commitments. So I think from a developer, one is talking to the community, understanding what their needs are. But two is having a good reputation and doing what you say you're going to do. Right. And not every decision that you make is about economics. Right. Obviously projects have to make money, right, to be successful. No margin, no mission. But there's a compromise always. So how can you involve the community residents in the planning, process? I think about our work with Brownsville Center for the Arts and the Black Arts Museum. We're doing extensive community engagement. How can you employ the local community. So they see, the benefits, not just in the construction jobs, but in the operations long term.
Yeah.
Like how can we keep our people
working
and invested, in our neighborhoods? So those are just some of the solutions. And related to like buildings, I love history. Right? Yeah. So I'm absolutely for preserving, historic buildings, where it makes sense.
That part.
Our MLK Library project was a good example of that.
Yeah.
That the Garfield Theater, there was nothing you could do with it.
Yeah.
It was never going to operate as a theater again.
Mm-hmm.
But it was important for us because I know the history of OIC, being in that building, the Philadelphia Church, being in that building. We heard the community say, "Hey, this building reminds us of something."
Yeah.
Right. Don't take this building from us. And we didn't. We repurposed it, and now there's 9 live work units, in that building right adjacent to the new library that we built.
Yeah. That's what you hiring, Mike?
Maybe.
We got some people that need some jobs.
Yeah.
What is one of your most precious project? Like, what is a project that's like your favorite that you've done?
Ooh, I have so many favorites. For different reasons. My first project that I built is, I think, in the top 3. It's a home that I built on 20th Street. And it's one of my favorites because my uncle was my first client.
Oh, that's dope.
And he had seen me in high school, and he was like, "Man, my nephew really is into this architecture, construction thing." And I was working for a real estate developer at the time, and I'm like, "Unc, I design houses."
Yeah.
And I'm like 17, 18 years old. I'm like, "No, Unc, I design houses for real. Like, let me build you a house." And he looked at me. He was like, "Okay, let's do it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, for real?" Like, and he trusted me. I designed and built his house, and he was my first client. So just that memory, family believing in you. And I think that's huge, right? When we're giving an opportunity,
absolutely,
then we can yield results, right?
Yeah.
That was a cornerstone in my foundation to what now has become, $250 million plus of real estate development experience, over 600 housing units I've done in my 22-year
Come on now.
career.
Wait, slow it down. Hold on. You can't breeze. You can't just breeze over that. Like, you gotta come on, go ahead. Break it down for us one more time.
So I've been involved in about $250 million of real estate transactions, completed real estate transactions, and over 600 housing units in my 22-year career.
Wow.
And that's not including the stuff that we have actively going right now.
Yeah.
But it all started from, 2 things. I mentioned a training program in high school, right? Taking my life serious at 16 years old, knowing what I wanted to do. And also people reaching out to me as a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, "Hey, there's this opportunity. Come to the library, for lunch one day." That's literally how it happened for me. And then 2, my uncle saying, "Hey, I believe in you."
Yeah.
Right. And then 3, I didn't even mention this earlier, but I was working for a Black woman.
Yeah.
And she believed in me. Like, I'm gonna let you design. I'm gonna buy the software for you to design it. I wasn't an architect. But she saw like, "Hey, this is a young Black boy that is really passionate about this. I'm going to invest in him." And that is what we need.
And the greatest takeaway that, as far as my point of view, especially for the youth who are listening, is you did half of the work. You believe in yourself first. That's why I tell my students, like, I can't want more for you than you want for yourself, right? So if you have a way to, if you start by determining what it is that you want to do, and then when you do that, everything else will align.
Absolutely.
Everything else will come to you. Like, your story to me sounds like it was all laid out for you to become successful.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way, and I feel like I'm just walking in my purpose.
Yeah.
Seriously. I feel like God has given me a gift. He's given me the blessings, the opportunity, the connections. That I have a responsibility to do something with it.
Absolutely.
So, talking to the youth, exposing, the youth to my industry. A lot of people don't know what a real estate developer is.
Yeah.
Or what an architect does, or engineer, etc. And how you can, I said the term earlier, family sustaining jobs, how you can literally sustain a family, right?
Yeah.
And have that shift, right, of upward mobility, for us as a people to advance the culture.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got to go to break. When we come back, we will jump into what it means to be a young professional and how can they become a developer. Do not touch that dial. We got to pay some bills. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Spaces are limited. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkeprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
One on 1.7 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. We got a special guest in the building. Mike, amen.
That was better.
That was better. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are talking about the state of the housing. We are talking architect, development, all of the above. Before we went to break, we were headed into the segment of young professionals and what it means for a young person in today's society to become a developer, and what does that look like? My question to you is, if a young entrepreneur wants to invest in Milwaukee, where should they begin?
If they want to invest in Milwaukee, I would say they need to invest in themselves, and that looks different for different people, but my recommendation would be try to find the professional networks, and the people who are doing the work that you aspire to do. And if you're present, and you got positive energy, and you're willing to learn, you'll be surprised by how many people that will be willing to help you. And that was that was my story. That continues to be my story today. I did not get to where I am, by myself. There's a whole host of individuals who have helped me along the way. So I think that's first and foremost. Invest in yourself. it's so much free education out here.
It is.
YouTube University is a thing, especially with AI and all that stuff. Like anything you have a question about, you can look it up and research.
There's no excuses.
Yeah, there's no excuses, right? So I think having that ambition, that drive, being committed to you, is first.
Absolutely.
Above anything. And then in terms of like physical investments, I mean, we talked a little bit about that, earlier. So I'm gonna focus the answer less on specific areas and more on like product. Start small.
Yeah.
I bought my first duplex literally when I was 18 years old. And interesting story, we were talking about tech. I bought my high school duplex from my high school carpentry teacher.
Wow.
He was looking to sell, and I was like, hey, I'm looking to buy.
Yeah.
Right. And it just came just from like networking and talking and having conversation, and that was a tremendous blessing.
Yeah.
For me, with little credit history back then. Had a daughter on the way. Like I needed a home. To raise my family. And that same home helped me, be in a position where I'm able to send my daughter off to college, right? Because the house has appreciated. We sold it, had some equity, etc. So that small investment, that was $100,000 home, right? And that's not a lot of money for
especially
for
back
a home.
then.
Yeah, especially back then. And there's stuff that you can still get on the market, for less. And there's tremendous upside if you're willing to put in that sweat equity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we talk about young people, or just not even just young people, anyone who is interested in development, is the biggest issue access to money, or is it access to actual mentors?
I think the biggest issue is exposure. And while I said there's a ton of education out there, what you read doesn't give you experience.
Yeah.
Right. There's certain things that you just learn from, just doing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a lot of us, minorities, whether you're Black or Hispanic, or any other ethnicity, that have, been in this industry and done a lot of transactions. So I think that maybe ties to mentors, right? There aren't a lot of Black mentors that you could go to, right, to sit down and have lunch or coffee with, and bring a deal to them and say, okay, hey, I've done all of this. These are the questions that I have. That's something I want to personally do. More of is being available, to mentor. Not just the youth, but aspiring.
I was going to ask you that. How late is too late?
It's never too late.
I mean, it sounds cute, but we all know let me rephrase that. How late is it too late to obtain a mentor in an arena like development?
Seriously, it's never too late. I know people who are 10 years, 20 years my senior that are
just
getting their toes wet in development and calling me as the little big brother. Asking for advice.
Yeah,
it's never too late. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. That's motivational. Yeah. So if I say, Mike, I need you to mentor me, you got me?
I got you.
Yeah, that you sound too confident, Mike. You're
doing such a good job on radio.
That's basically cue for do not come over here with the development piece. As far as professionalism, so we were talking about earlier in the show, professionalism as it pertains to our people, and how sometimes we're a little bit more lax when we're servicing our people versus servicing other ethnicities. In your business, how important is not only professionalism but your reputation?
Oh my God, reputation is everything.
Yeah,
you can do 100 things right and one thing wrong. That one thing can ruin you.
Everything.
And there's catastrophic consequences, in real estate development. I talked about the risk. I mean, most of everything that I do as a developer requires some type of guarantee, a personal guarantee, where like, if this fails, the bank is coming after everything that that I own, right? So it's not for the faint of heart, know. And while we're talking about real estate development, I don't want to just focus the conversation on being a real estate developer, because there's so many ancillary roles in the development industry.
Yeah,
where you can make good money and not have to take that risk.
We
spend so much with consultants and this engineer and that architect and lawyers, etc. And we need these professionals. And while Black folks are underrepresented as developers, we're also underrepresented in all those other professional industries that support real estate development. So I think it's also dependent on the person. Right? Like if you risk adverse, development ain't, real estate development ain't for you. It's calculated risk. So if you're patient and you're willing to, take some risk and bet on you, then yeah. I didn't start my company until I had like 15 years of experience. I had worked for multiple people in the industry. I went back to school. I was a full-time college student at UWM when I started my company in my 30s.
Okay.
And I had a family, wife, 4 kids. And I chose that path because I'm like, it's too much risk. If I fail, I got people that are dependent on me to be successful.
Absolutely.
I learned on other people's dime also. And I think that's important. A lot of the things you can learn in the books, but there's way more you learn out here in these streets just doing the work, and it's way easier to work for somebody and make a mistake than you make a mistake and it costs you, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000. Like I've been there. I had deals that, I had $50,000 in and that's just gone. So.
That just hurt my stomach. What is one lesson every young professional should learn before the age of 30?
One lesson. That's a good question. I would say don't be afraid to bet on you, but also don't be too ambitious where you don't you ignore the steps required to get from point A to point Z.
That's some great advice.
I think generationally, like we live in this microwave generation, right? Like we just want to hit the microwave 30 seconds, 2 times, and we want our food immediately. And it does not work like that. Like I put 10,000 hours in, to get to where I am, right? I think that's extremely important, right? Is to have that audacity to be like, okay, I'm stepping out. I'm jumping off the porch first, right? But I'm not doing it alone. Like I'm seeking mentors. Like I have an advisory board, a paid advisory board.
Someone to keep you in check.
Absolutely. Like I know what I don't know, and I don't know what I don't know. Right? And that's why I'm bringing people in. That humbleness is extremely important, to be successful. And I've seen it. I think you probably can attest to this in our culture. Like, I think we're losing that,
Absolutely.
A little bit. Like everybody want to be their own boss.
Don't
nobody want to listen to nobody. Everybody want to do their own thing, right? And make their own moves. I think that could be damaging, for the culture if we don't operate within these guardrails. Understanding that, like, you're not gonna know everything.
You're not, and it's not about. I say it all the time, like. You can't be activity driven. You have to be purpose driven. The reason why you have to be purpose driven is because when you walk in your calling, you're clear on what it is you're supposed to do and you stay in your lane. It's easier to stay in your lane and then go and work with someone else who is great at what they do and they're staying in their lane. Absolutely. And then you find ways to bring it all together because what ends up happening is ego get involved, pride get involved, just for people to be able to say, I can do what you can do. But in all actuality, you can't. You're not even supposed to be doing what I do.
I agree 1,000%, with that. And ego is something that I've dealt with a lot in the development industry. And I would go as far as say I've dealt with it internally, where I had to check my own ego. Like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? Like, calm down. Like you got one deal done. Congratulations, Mike. You're doing a good job. But there's so much more work to do. And it's way bigger than me, the individual. I never want to put me, the individual, before the work that my company is producing. Right? Because I am literally about building development, building communities, revitalizing neighborhoods, making Milwaukee a better place for us, specifically those areas that have been disinvested. And we know where those areas are. The areas that you and I grew up in, right? Where our parents and grandparents didn't have the opportunities that we have
Exactly.
today to make the same change.
Exactly. Do not touch that dial. We got to go to break to pay some bills. Your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269 DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
Check. Straight up, dog. Straight up. Yeah, straight up. Hello. Hey. I go by Mike Guns. Straight up.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. Milwaukee, get ready. 101.7 The Truth Family Fest is back. Join us Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School for a free back-to-school resource, live entertainment, family activities, and community fun. Vendors and sponsors can reserve a spot by visiting truthfamilyfest.com, or you can hit up Sierra, CIERRA, Brown at MilwaukeeBlackMedia.com. Proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, artists working in education and incision. Truth Nation, what's the word? We got a special guest in the building. How you feeling, Mike?
I feel great.
You feel great? Yeah. Thank you so much for the information and the knowledge that you have provided us today. I truly, truly hope that anyone, not even the youth, but just anyone in general who feels inspired, step on out. Mike didn't want to mentor me, y'all, but I'm just talking mess. Let's talk about legacy. So we talked about a lot of, surface level questions about your career and things of that nature, but I want to dig into what matters to you the most. Which matters to all of us the most, which is our legacy. What kind of Milwaukee do you hope your grandchildren inherit?
I hope my grandchildren inherit a Milwaukee that is safe.
Yes.
First and foremost. Way too much violence in the streets that we have to solve for, and there's no one solution and there's no one immediate solution. It's a collaborative effort that does involve real estate, development, community development. So safety is number one, and then two, I would say empowered.
Yeah.
Knowing that they live in a city where they can literally do whatever they set their mind to, and I think I'm gonna just speak for myself as a young black boy at one point in time. I felt that, but I didn't feel like the city, made me feel like that.
Yeah.
Not everyone is internally, motivated, like that to kind of look past the obstacles.
Yeah.
A lot of times, your environment can shape how you think.
Absolutely.
Right. And sometimes we as black people have to shrink ourselves.
Yes.
Right. So I want my children to live in a city, or grandchildren to live in a city that doesn't shrink but expands their opportunities and their outlook and their perspectives on what they can do, who they can be, and the impact and legacy that they can have.
Absolutely.
That's my legacy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when history remembers your work, what do you hope mattered most?
That I cared, that I always approach things from a perspective of authenticity. Like what you see is what you get. With me, that I have done everything in my power to help shape Black Milwaukee. And Milwaukee in general, but specifically the Black neighborhoods in Milwaukee.
Yes.
Because those are the neighborhoods that have been disinvested. Our folks have been disenfranchised. And there's so much repair, needed. So I just hope people, see how genuine I am, how genuinely I want to help fix these problems. We run a for-profit, operation, but it's very mission driven. In what we do.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the lightning round. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and then I want you to tell me your answer and why. Homeowner. Well, this is obvious, but given certain people living arrangements, you will understand why I'm asking. But home ownership or renting, and why?
Home ownership long term, because you get the equity, in your home. We were talking about gentrification earlier, and gentrification is really the value of real estate increasing over time. Right?
Okay.
And people being in a neighborhood for a long period of time, who bought at one price, and now, the prices vastly exceed what they bought for, and they can no longer afford to live in that area. Unfortunately, that's kind of how real estate works. That's the name of the game, is appreciation. So this is one of those things of that's the game, right? You gotta play, the game. If we're not owning it, that doesn't stop somebody from owning it. Somebody else is gonna own it. So play the game.
Yep. All right. Build new or restore old?
Ooh, I'm gonna say restore old.
Why?
Because there's so much history that exists still, that if we don't restore it, it's going to be lost forever. And I hate seeing, the old buildings that have been vacant for 20, 30, 40 years. Nobody does anything with them, and then they're torn down, and then you got a vacant lot for another, 20 years or so. Yeah.
Vision or capital?
Vision.
Why?
I'm a visionary.
Yep. I'll take it. Mentor or investor?
Mentor.
Information is priceless.
Yeah.
Knowledge is priceless. What's one Milwaukee neighborhood that people underestimate?
Ooh, lightning round. I'm gonna say the 53206 neighborhood.
Yep, that's where I come from. Yeah, it's I get so emotional when I ride over there because there's so many memories of what it used to be, and I can't understand the life of me why our people haven't chose to go back and invest. Right? We blame everything on the elected officials and so on, but we play a part in that as well. It's one of the communities that a lot of the elders still live, but a lot of them are passing away, and we haven't been taught to keep the family house in the family. So we're starting to sell. So I agree. I say all of that to say I agree wholeheartedly with that answer. What is one word that describes Milwaukee's future?
Promising.
How so? And for who?
For all of us, but I think it's very promising for Black Milwaukee. We have so many opportunities today that our parents, our ancestors didn't have.
Yeah.
We have access to information. We have access to the capital now. I remember years ago, like I was headstrong on leaving Milwaukee. Lack of entertainment, lack of options, that cater to Black culture, et cetera, et cetera. I've fallen in love, with Milwaukee, in recent years because our generation is now of age.
Leading,
right?
yeah.
We're leading it.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be like that for the foreseeable future. So it's only up from here.
Yeah, I agree with that. This is my first time back in 3 years. When I leave, I always end up back home. But this time I'm enjoying it a little bit differently. Like I get to create my life now in Milwaukee, in the new Milwaukee, should I say. Very entertaining. Finish this sentence. The future of Milwaukee depends on
you.
Yep. You individually. Absolutely. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
There are so many challenges in Milwaukee, but there are equally so many opportunities. And not one individual, whether it be the mayor or any alder person or whoever is running for whatever position, no one community organizer is going to fix everything. Right?
Yeah.
It needs a community-driven solution and collaboration.
I agree.
It's like, the adage, it takes a village,
Yep.
to raise a child. Like, it takes a village, right, to build community, a true sense of community, like knowing your neighbors.
Yes, which matters.
Which matters, like for real.
I say that all the time. We don't have that anymore. Like when I grew up, we knew. I grew up across from Deshay. Our families is like 3 or 4 generations in on 14th of Burleigh. And when you grew up, you knew everyone's by their first and last name. Everybody on the block. It was a community. It was a sense of the kids can go out, the youth can go out and play because no matter where they are, someone is looking after them. And I feel like, and to your point earlier about the home ownership versus renting, that's what makes a community, home ownership.
Absolutely.
When you own your home, you care more about not just your home, but the community as well. And then you take care of it because you care. So I do agree that the future of Milwaukee is dependent on us as a people individually and collectively, but also that the home ownership piece plays a huge part in what community looks like. And we have to figure out a way to get our people to understand the importance. Because I don't think is that not that I don't believe is that they don't want to own a home. I just think that there's so many barriers set in place.
Yeah.
Especially information wise, time wise. You got to go to work and you have children. When do you ever have time, right? So figuring out a way I see people offer classes and things of that nature all the time, but I think we need to offer hope. We need to offer motivation, and some grace, and give people that battery in their back to want to take the time to say, you know what, even though I don't have time, I'm going to try a little bit harder to become a homeowner or to give back in my community.
And it starts at a very young age. Other cultures, I'm sure, teach their children very young.
Yes.
About ownership, owning a business, owning real estate, owning investments, whatever. Like we as a people, as a community, need to be teaching our young people about ownership.
Yes.
To really amass generational wealth. We love saying that term, generational wealth.
Right.
But like, what does that really mean?
Actually
How do you how do you really develop generational wealth? You have to have assets.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mike. Do you have any shout outs that you want to give?
I do. I want to mention 2 things because we were just talking about home ownership and we were talking about the 53206 neighborhood. So we are developing 40 single-family homes in the Amani neighborhood, which is in 53206. We expect to be breaking ground on that project later this fall. And it's a rental project, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single-family homes that will be rented for 15 years at an affordable price. Let's say roughly $1,100 a month, new construction. But after that, we're going to be selling those homes for $100,000 to the homeowners. So that's just one way that we're trying to live up to what we're talking about, today, and investing in the community and, making sure that the community has these opportunities. So I just want to put that out there. So if people are listening, just follow, MIM Group to stay tuned for more information. So they can sign up and, learn about the project. The other thing is access to information, education. I'm a proud graduate of the ACRE program. ACRE is an acronym for Associates in Commercial Real Estate, led by Marquette University. And they have an application that is due in 3 days for the ACRE program. And the ACRE program, is the sole purpose is to expose minorities to real estate development, and teach them, how to properly assess, land and how to put together what's called a pro forma, financial playbook, and, all of these different things. It's a free program. And it's life-changing for a lot of individuals. A lot of the Black developers that you see in Milwaukee
was a part of it.
Of the ACRE program. I'm one of them. So LISC.org, I believe is the website, LISC.org is the organization that's managing the applications. And if there's anyone interested in learning more about real estate, I would highly recommend that they check that out. Perfect. Do you have any personal shout outs you want to give out? I want to shout out my wife and kids. Always. They are my support system. They motivate me, and they're patient with me with all of the long hours, early mornings and late nights of hard work. And they're the reason why I get up every day and do what I do. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. Do not forget to go to LISC.com and look up that, is it .com? .org. And look up that ACRE program. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining us. We got to go to break. We got another special guest coming up. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flySSHF.org and ask for an application.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Sit in the front seat just this one time. Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
91.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. We got some special guests in the building. Milwaukee, the culture is here, baby. What's the word? C Money. What it do? T Morgan, what it do? Listen, I'm so excited. We've had some amazing guests all today. We had Craig Berry on first. We had Mike Emmem on, and now we got you all. Introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are, what you do. We're gonna start with you, C Money.
Let's start with Mr. Morgan.
Okay, let's start with Mr. Morgan. Mr. Morgan, what's the word?
What's going on, Jay? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm amazing. Just staying busy and helping beautify Milwaukee one brush stroke at a time, one relationship at a time.
You got some bars, boy. Look,
all the things.
Yeah. Tell the people about you. I know, but I want the listeners to know.
Okay, so my name is Terrell Morgan, also known as Ego the Artist. I am a polymath artist, which means I'm good in multiple areas. Some people say I'm a jack of all trades. That's not it.
Yeah.
Currently, right now, I am working on Black Arts Fest. I'm the marketing director for Black Arts Fest this year.
Okay.
I have a gallery night this Friday at Wayfinder on the rooftop on the east side for the East Side Gallery Night. So I'm busy.
Busy, booked and busy.
And obviously, I'm assisting my very, very good friend and family.
Yeah.
Charles in this venture with the coalition and everything. That's
dude weird, man.
We've been together. We've been together on this road ever since I graduated from college. It was nothing but divine timing, and we are still here. So.
He had to separate the industry from the real. That's why he had to say the government.
Yeah. He got that.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to introduce yourself?
My name is T. I'm T. Sister. I'm just here for support.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
It's a pleasure to be here in Milwaukee again for the second time. My name's Toon Mama.
Where you from?
Savannah, Georgia, the west side to be exact.
Okay. And then what do you do?
I'm a rapper.
All right. Let's get it. And then we got
Deontay brother.
Deontay brother. Deon, I like that. I like that. I like that. But what you go by? And what you represent?
Street politician.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm a huge fan of that name.
Okay, then.
Because we know we need some street politics. Some street politicians. For real, for real.
Absolutely.
We need some. So, let's get into it. Today we've been talking about culture, and we've been talking about professionalism, right? And you all have been, we know how I go in this industry, especially as an artist. As a former artist, I'm grateful to have had certain people in my life who were able to teach me. Shout out to Homer Blow, because Homer is actually one of them. Teach me about professionalism, what it means to show up and how you show up, and what it is that you do. Terrell, let's start with you. How important is it for the younger generation to understand what it means to be professional, even as an artist? No matter if they're painting, poetry, music, or whatever the case may be, what does that mean?
Simply put, professionalism gets the money.
Yes.
Okay, if another professional is going to pay you to do something and you're not professional, then they're probably not going to trust you.
Yep.
And so trust is a big thing in being professional and making sure that you do show up, making sure that you are appropriately done up and all the things.
Yeah.
So it's very important to be professional. I mean, the music industry is 90% business, 10% talent in a lot of instances. And sometimes people may want to differ. They say 5% talent, 95% business. So, you really have to understand that people, you got to have people to protect you.
Yeah.
Like yourself, because that can really unravel the professionalism.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly when people don't do you right. So
absolutely
maintaining that level of emotional maturity and that dignity about yourself as you're going forward for your goal and not necessarily letting someone else deter you off your path.
And you brought up a good point. That's why I don't rap no more. I don't rap no more because sometimes the 14th of Bird just comes out with people playing my face.
See?
No, let me stop. C-Money, you have been in the industry for a long time. On the scene, behind the scene, you have done a lot for not just Milwaukee culture, but Atlanta culture as well. What is your take as it pertains to professionalism and the new age artists that we have today?
Professionalism?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of people don't really care to have it.
Yep.
So, like T said though, that get the money though, and that's kind of where we at with it, right? It's like street politician represent that. It's like he say like Terrell, like we met so early on, right?
Mhm.
That was really the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, it was divine timing. So, oh, okay, my bad. Okay, yeah. So when I met T, he really my cousin for real, right?
Mhm.
Me and his daddy was very close, but he didn't. Unfortunately, he didn't have the relationship I had with his daddy. So at the time, me and my brother, we was pivoting, right? So that's when I seen him in the mall.
Yeah.
And he just so happened to be in the career that we was going into, right?
Yeah.
So he was like the first person to ever kind of, have to listen to me and Deontay kind of do this, that'll fit
Yeah.
our, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So he was able to compete in a major rim, right? And then once my brother kind of like brought Ken home, right? And said, help me with him. I kind of forced Terrell to do all of the covers for Kenny. So when him and Deontay was on the road, it would be just me and him moving around, right? In the city. And I kind of was taking it serious because, we all got a pass, right? That's why we focusing on the nonprofit and things of that nature.
Right.
But, that's another story of how that all came about. But longer to short, we took our talents down south, right? And really, made something of it.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we're here right now to, bring talent and take talent back.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. So we come from an era where we know that the culture in Milwaukee was not lucrative for artists or for people who were creators, right? Thinking back in the day when we was hitting that road, hitting that pavement, going back and forth from here to Atlanta, here to the core DJ retreats, wherever we were going. Do you feel that the culture has changed now in Milwaukee to the point where it's okay to come back home and to actually be successful and live here and do what you do at the same time?
Yeah, digital changed that for a lot of places.
Absolutely.
Not just Milwaukee, right? Like being in this space, right, where you used to get the records early when no other body had them, right? Like
Yeah.
you getting them fresh from the studio, but now you could upload them and everybody will get them in 2 seconds. You could do it on your socials and all of that. Like when I first got to Atlanta, you couldn't even take cameras in the club.
Yeah.
Nor have, the phone cameras wasn't even that good then. So when I would get the content out the clubs, it was like exclusive. So I just remember stop filming in the clubs because everybody had cameras, right? So it was all about the exclusivity. So once that stopped, the music became kind of not exclusive either. You know what I'm saying? So now it's kind of like everybody got a playing field. So a nigga out of Milwaukee got just as much action as a nigga wherever the fuck they live. Oh, excuse me. Whoever they live for real. My bad.
It's okay.
But, I mean, I'm saying, though,
Yeah.
we got action for real. And then, look, I'm a real vessel for the town. I ain't never put it down. No matter where I'm from, they know where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? No matter where I'm at, they know where I'm from.
Right.
And like you say, if you know me, I done been everywhere but here for like 16 years. So, I'm still Milwaukee County, though.
Yeah.
53206.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
53206, indeed. Adding to what Charles just said, street politician just said, sorry. Adding to what he said, the overall importance of the business as it pertains to an artist, the fact that you have so many different tools out here, so many different apps, so many different technologies that really empower the artist.
Yes.
And, and the culture has definitely shifted because you really have to build your audience yourself organically. Like, I know that, there's a lot of executives, and I know Street can speak to this, where if you don't have a certain amount of following, they're not even going to consider you.
Absolutely.
Until you get your numbers up. And so that goes about the professionalism, the business, the branding, and all of that together.
Yeah.
So the landscape has definitely shifted, but now it's like an artist is more so like a star in the universe.
Yeah.
Versus,
Whew.
Right?
Come
Versus
on now.
a person in the city like it used to be.
Yeah.
It's different now.
Yeah.
Everybody can pick up their iPhone and get on an app and record themselves over a hot beat.
Yep.
Back in the day, you had to get all the beats made.
Yeah.
You had to go to a real studio. Like,
it's not transactional.
No, not at all. It was a different art.
Yeah.
And I can even speak to that for my graphic design even.
Yeah.
From where you have to lay out posters and everything on paper.
Yeah.
You had to lay them out on computers, and now you have computers laying them out themselves with AI.
Yep.
So it's definitely a shift. And the important thing to do is to really keep up with the times.
Absolutely.
As an artist, and make sure you stay on the pulse of what's going on in trends and everything. Absolutely.
This is like the first time for me that I felt so good coming back home. It made me feel like 05. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Culture-wise, music-wise, like I feel like it's a different wave, but I feel like we've accepted our stars at home more than we've ever had before. And now that they're opening up doors, is making it easier for people to want to come back. Like when I go down to the A, y'all know y'all there. When you in Atlanta, when you in LA, when you in New York, the people that's the movers and shakers, they live there. They're from there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at what point can we build Milwaukee up to where you feel safe enough to be successful without having to dim who you are and still live here at the same time? We got some special guests in the building. We got to go to break to pay some bills. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakomick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakomick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot fast and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. We got some special guests in the building. See, Money, you want to do the introduction?
Yeah, that's Toon Mama, right? She all the way from the water, you feel me? And she from the game, don't play crazy. Hey, Toon Mama, tell them what's happening.
Yes, girl, Toon Mama. I go by Toon Mama or TM. I'm from Savannah, the west side to be exact. Whatever you want to know, I'm here to tell it.
Well, welcome to Milwaukee again, first and foremost.
Hey, how you doing?
Thank you for joining us today as well. Can you give us a little bit of, well, let me ask you this before we get into it. What's your thoughts on Milwaukee? You said this your second time being here, right?
The first time I was here, the weather was kind of catchy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to say the weather was catchy. It was like warm, and then it was cold,
Yeah.
and then it was giving me mixed signals, but it was cool. Like, the vibes was good.
Yeah.
Everybody that I ran into, everybody that I met, they all had good spirits, and I'm like an energy type of person. So
Yeah.
when I ran into people, they was real nice. They was inviting me places, this and the third. Everybody was just real genuine.
Yeah. So
I was really fucking with it.
how did you
Oh, I can't cuss. Okay.
how did you get into the music?
I got into music because really I used to be rapping with my friends and stuff like in middle school and stuff. We used to sit in the back of the classroom beating on desks with pencils and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And our little huddles and doing our little thing. But it really wasn't that major then. It was just like playing around. But I don't know. I ain't gonna say I knew I was gonna be a rapper because I didn't know I was gonna be a rapper, but life made me a rapper.
Yeah.
Going through stuff. You know, venting, not wanting to really talk to people. I'd rather just write it down or put it in my notes. I ain't never really wrote it down because I ain't never want nobody to find, find what I got going on. But
I was going to ask you that. How does the music make you feel? Like the feeling of it all. Is it a way for you to? I know you mentioned venting, but is it a way for you to kind of escape from reality? How do you use music?
I wouldn't say it's a way for me to escape from reality because everything I talk about in my music is like fakes. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I don't rap about nothing like this on a facade type of level. So it's more so, it's just me talking my little talk, saying what I gotta say, getting it out there,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I love music though. Music is one of my everydays. Like I write the best music when I'm driving.
Yeah. Yep. I feel you. Who were some of your inspirations growing up as far as music?
Growing up, I'm gonna go with Nicki Minaj, Gucci Mane, Future, Bootsy, Webby.
Yeah.
Camouflage, because I'm from Savannah, so definitely Camouflage. Definitely Camouflage. Booger, because I'm from Savannah.
Yeah.
When I got a little older, it became Don Tripp. And it's a various amount of people. Everybody it just hit different.
Yeah.
I used to be on my white girl stuff sometimes. I used to like Pink. I used to like I used to like Ed Sheeran. It's a lot of different genres that I like. It all depends on the situation. Like,
What did you take from those people and as far as inspiration in order to help build who you are now?
Well, I ain't gonna say I took nothing from them really because my music reflect on me. You get what I'm saying? So I could say that they encouraged me to keep rapping because I used to like how I sounded rapping. Like, I knew like when I was little and I used to go to A to Z lyrics and I'm getting on there, memorizing the lyrics, making sure I know every word bar for bar. Like, I knew it was something about it, but I never knew like it was gonna be rapper per se.
Yeah.
But I mean, everything about me is authentic, so I can't really say I like got something for somebody else because this coming straight from the land, like straight from out of water. Like I don't know.
Yeah. What did what is your take on the industry now as it pertains to the female rap artists, and what separates you from them and what has already been done?
Well, I feel like, when it comes to female rap artists in today's world, I guess I'd say in 2026, you got either the Summer Walkers or you got the Sexy Reds. It's really no in between for real. Like, you either gonna be this type or you gonna be this type, or you gonna have some that fall in the middle. Like I said, I'm from Georgia, so you gonna have like the Amarettas, very lyrical.
Yeah.
Like always could spit a nice. I'll keep about it, cause always could spit a super nice verse, but be overlooked because she don't rap around certain stuff. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm like 6'7" with it. Like, I could get there.
Yeah.
I could go there. But that's not what I always want to talk about because I don't want to pride myself on, you know, coochie. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, you know. I really got the best of both worlds because I'm not really on a SZA type vibe and a Summer Walker type vibe. I ain't really never like lovey-dovey type thing. But, you know, when it come to this, I like Sexy Red. I love Sexy Red. Like, I can't complain.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing I can complain about with Sexy Red, Carisha, none of them.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing I can complain about. But, you know, they either place you in that category or that category. I just like I would want them to stop doing that.
Putting us in a box.
Stop putting us in a box. Everybody ain't gonna always be about this or that. Like, why I gotta be super strong out by the nigga? I don't want to be super strong.
Yep.
Oh, why I gotta be super strong out by a man? I don't want to be super strong out by a man. I don't want to be always crying about a man. Like, that's not my MO. I'm not always upset by the man. Like, a man ain't always got me in my feelings. He ain't always got me down bad. Like, I'm Mrs. Get the F on and go. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't bleaching no clothes. I ain't doing none of that extra stuff.
So much energy.
Yeah.
I'm
ready to go ahead and get you from around me. Yeah. It's stuff higher.
Yeah.
A big world.
I do agree. I feel like they put us in a box, but they just change how they put us in a box in each generation. So for me, back when I was doing music, it was difficult for me because I had 2 children and I was young. And back then, they weren't accepted to women having children in the industry, like how you see Cardi and Megan and all these women now when they're out here and they're floating. It wasn't that for me,
right?
You know, so it was a little bit different. And then it's like, you got to rap this way. I'm a Pac head. I'm a hip hop head. So I wanted to really, really rap. But because the industry was the way that it was, it's like, and then during that time, that's when I was rocking with Zaytoven and Nicki was on the rise.
Yeah.
So it's like she was starting to become the blueprint. Like,
but
you
Nicki,
either gonna be
Nicki
this or
literally
that.
went like every dimension though. Like, she was hitting like.
Yeah, she did. But when she first started, I feel like they built a lot of the female rappers around that.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't top that, you know, and this is not the Nicki now. This is Gucci Man Nicki.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Miss Dad was managing her, right? It's like they built it around that, and then that made it more difficult for other female rappers because if you was into the Remy Ma's and the Shaunas, they had already laid the blueprint with that style, which then put us back into a box, you know? So I feel you when you say that. Like, it's either this or that.
It's either stressed about a man.
Yeah.
Or, how should I say it since I can't cuss? A super bopped out.
Yeah.
They want you to be like extra six sales. Like, it's either I'm finna be stressed about my man and I'm finna be crying.
Yep.
Or I'm finna be
out here just
punching
cracking
everything.
every day.
Yeah. It's either or. And it's like, you know, it ain't like when it comes to that type of stuff, you got the outside people looking in that's really basing people's songs off of their person that like.
Yeah.
That don't mean that's just what them people want to rap about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't really know what category I'm falling in. People always say I remind them of sexy, but I don't know, you know.
Yeah, you're going to figure it out. We got special guests in the building. We got to go to break to pay some bills. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them,
pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
Told them up, light it up. Birdman, motherfucker. Clips.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct at the award-winning 101.7 The Truth at the American Family Insurance Studio in the beautiful heart of downtown Milwaukee. We got some special guests in the building. T. Morgan Tune, baby. NC Money, what it do? What's the word?
What up, though?
Yeah.
Listen, so one of the things I want to talk about, and I know that you guys can relate. I just came back home in November. I just moved back. And I always find myself coming back, right? It's like the second time I came back. And I come back because as much as I love other places, is no place like home. And I just want Milwaukee to get to a point where we don't feel like we can't be successful and be here at the same time. Watching both of you guys' journey, including mine, I've seen the work that y'all have done. I've seen what you've done with trying to bring resources back to the city, right? Do you feel like the city is appreciative of that, or do you feel like we still have a long way to go?
I mean, heck no. Excuse me. No, I'm going to say it like this, right? It's kind of like I was a young parent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, unfortunately, me and my brother lost our father young, right? So that put me in parent mode young, right?
Yeah.
So everybody that really, really know us know I slick raised him since he was a child, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much. He was 10. So check it out.
Rest in peace to Pape too, man.
Rest in peace, bro.
You gonna get that, but you gotta still deal with it because it's your responsibility, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't do no tripping about nobody feeling like, dog might be trying to get me. Or dog might be trying to,
Yeah.
That's what my kids gonna say.
Yeah.
Right? But I'ma still be there for them and show them, right? So they can't never say, I ain't did it. Everybody saw me do it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I was the guy at Playmakers selling cheddar DVDs out of 600 Benzes and stuff. So this is a real thing. This ain't fake. Like, I learned how to do marketing by doing it, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like, really just taking the initiatives to put it down. So I'm saying, my history ain't no mystery. Like you said, you know me. So everything I'm going to say, y'all could tell these kids. I ain't got to tell them nothing.
Yep,
like,
the work speaks for itself.
Playing. Like, it's documented. You can see this, right? So we just providing opportunities, right, with the no-nonsense mentoring.
Yeah.
We just providing, that. Like internships, like how you got the young lady helping back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing that as well, across the world, because with the Coalition DJs, we have different chapters, right?
Yeah.
So we can position a kid from Milwaukee that's going to school somewhere else and say, hey, it's a text message for me.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So I can do that. So if we can get the children to understand that it's real, they'll take the chance and do it.
Yep.
And it ain't gonna do nothing but help them.
Yep, absolutely. I think that one of the reasons why I love doing this, and me and Meech talk about this all the time, is because y'all know the history here. We don't really have a culture where they're accepting to allowing our people, like the real culture, you know, come in and do interviews and things of that nature. But I always talk about to our peers how much we have to start educating, like those who are in these positions. We have to start educating the youth on who did what before they started doing it, so that they will understand when the opportunities come, they're not coming from a random person. They're coming from somebody. We was doing this before Instagram and Twitter. So a lot of stuff, unless you got a Cheddar DVD or something like that, we weren't able to really capture it. You know what I'm saying? So we have to begin to show them. That doesn't make it sound old, don't it?
Man, nah, you just what you said, it made me think, right? Because I remember going back and forth with my round, like, put Tony on the cover.
Yeah.
He like, why? Right? He looking at me serious, like, why? Like, who is this nigga? I'm like, trust me.
Yeah.
Right? I knew Tony had just bucked on 50 and them with the Young Buck shit. Young Buck stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I knew that was circulating in the industry, right? But like you say, it wasn't online or nothing. Nobody knew this. But I knew this, right? So when I turned Buddy on the Homes, we walking in the ARJs, he don't even want to meet T at all. Right? This is an East Coast nigga. He don't think nothing of the town for real. Like, you know. So, oh, my bad, Wody. So, okay, so when I get Holmes in the club to meet him, right, you know, Tony went to popping it on him, right? I ain't lying. He knocked him cold.
Yeah.
So, I was like, he kept saying his name when we walking out. I'm like, yeah, I told you.
Yeah.
So, longer than short, he still wasn't budging on the cover move, though. I forced that. Now, by me doing the coalition stuff, I'm able to meet a lot of people in the industry that you normally wouldn't meet because they behind the scenes folks. They don't want no fans, right?
Yeah.
So they telling me how they know a nigga like, know a guy like Tony, right? They saying, yo, I seen him on this, woo, 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 woo. But they don't even know I was doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, I really was helping in a real way. But that was like my first rodeo to being able to tell somebody from the East Coast to help us, right? But I was helping him.
Yeah, right.
Like Tino, like when I asked him to do the design, you know what I'm saying, for the Magnum, Terrell designed that.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? And I, you know, through my marketing ways, I got it wrapped, right, for a swap. So we did a commercial for them and we got the Magnum wrap, right? So it was a free, you know, but I knew it could work.
Yeah.
So when I left Milwaukee, I wasn't doing no tripping because I really knew what to do, right?
Yeah.
So now we able to just make it be what it's supposed to, and we don't got nobody in the way. You know what I'm saying? You know who I am. You know what's happening with me. So, I mean, it's just like that right now.
Yeah, that part of it, not the gatekeepers, right?
Yeah, I mean,
right. That's one of the problems with I believe with our city is that you have a lot of gatekeepers.
Yeah, push your mic up to you.
We have a lot of gatekeepers that don't necessarily support our genuine organic culture.
Yeah.
If it's not posed and positioned in a certain light, they hood, or they ghetto, or they not ready.
Yeah.
Where the reality is that this person is highly, highly intelligent. You have no idea who this person is, but because they speak a certain way or they dress a certain way, you pass judgment. You don't allow them to enter into doors, or you may not introduce them to certain people that can actually push their career because of the way that they look.
And they're an actual reflection of what Milwaukee looks like.
Absolutely.
Not that Milwaukee, but the real Milwaukee.
Right. And so once we start peeling off all of these lenses of stereotype and malice and judgment and greed, then we can really start to grow.
Yeah.
You know, we lead with love. You know, we grow. You know, we get rid of old ways. And we do things that are truly beneficial for the future.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what we have. Like, once we get older, it's going to be the youth that's going to take care of us. And if we don't put loving arms around them,
come on now,
they will put cold hands on us.
I keep talking about that. Like, that's why I pour so much into them.
Mm-hmm.
I pour so much into them because they're going to be the ones running this city. Yep. I'm almost 40. I have 2 adult children, and I'm looking at their peers, and I'm like, ain't no way I'm going to let y'all take care of me, right? But instead of me stepping back, you know what I'm saying? I step up, and to be honest, they need it.
They do
like
need
they want it from us. The reason why they're doing what they're doing is because they're getting it from people who they can't relate to. You know what I'm saying? People that don't come from where they come from, that don't look like how they look. And when you look at just the state overall, look how long it even took for some of us to get in these positions.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. We all know what the reality of our history is.
I feel like
we're not
black
gonna
people are,
turn a blind eye to
like
all
we
the
our
different.
own biggest enemy though in certain aspects though.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree.
Because I mean,
you remember Samuel L. Jackson and Django?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. You got a lot of those out here.
Because it's a lot of people who feel like it's only enough. But you know, the more I do what I do, the more I start to remember my calling and my purpose. And one thing's for sure, 2 things for certain. What God gave me can't be bought and it can't be replicated.
Absolutely.
You could take the recipe, but it ain't gonna taste the same.
Exactly. Bars.
But look, to your point, right? That's crazy you say that. I was just telling my round that, you know, a lot of this stuff, like even public speaking, right? I don't do it, right? And because it's you, I did it though. For real. And because of who I'm bringing.
Yeah.
I believe in them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I take
warm fuzzies.
No, but I thank you for that though. For real. And it's needed. It's needed. It's needed because we never get to hear like this is time. You know what I mean? Like we have to we're the adults, the unks and aunties. We have to start documenting the stuff. You know what I mean? 100%. Because now we're living in a society that's social media based. So a lot of the work that we put in, it was pre-social media. However, it doesn't take away from what we've done. Right. So now we just have to double, run it back.
Absolutely.
And capture it. Exactly. Yeah. So that they can see it. Y'all got any shout outs before we get out of here?
I want to just shout out, the city of Milwaukee. Shout out UJ, you know what I mean?
Thank
Jazz,
you.
Shout out street politicians. Shout out my Savannah folks,
Yeah.
Shout out Black Arts Fest, Anitra Riley. Shout out, I love my people. Shout out, Coalition Milwaukee. Shout out Meech.
Yeah.
Sure. Shout out, Heathen,
Shout out to Coalition DJ. Shout out to my sister T. Shout out to you.
Indeed.
Shout out to my folks in Savannah. Shout out to my church. And that dude. Shout out to Street Politician. I love Street. Shout out to all the Coalition DJs from here to Tennessee to Atlanta to wherever they are. Yeah.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
All over. You got some shout outs?
Shout out to the west side of Savannah. We here.
Yes, indeed.
I just want to shout out to my sister, Toon Mama. She been working real hard to get to where she at now. I want to shout out to her manager for pushing her to her full potential. Shout out to her kids because she do this for them. Yes. We love them dearly. I love her and I'm working with her. Real Pope.
Yes, indeed. See, Money, you got some shout outs?
Yeah, I want to shout out to my partner Black, right? He helped me really kick it off with his label, him and Sodi.
Yeah.
And they brought some real talent there. Like, I like the girl, So Glow. She's very nice. Yeah. And Sally, right?
Yeah.
He got he's super hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he just did a song with my round, Tajay. Like, we've been helping him through our Dallas chapter, right?
Yeah.
So Tajay come through. He got a nice hit record that they've been pushing on TikTok.
Yeah.
So hopefully that song does well. I'm excited to hear what they got going. But that's what it's about. Like, the guy who brought him, who he signed to, I helped him get a Cash Money deal. Like, this is stuff that really went on.
Yes, indeed.
That happened before COVID, though. So that artist, he didn't really have the patience. And he young dude having his own paper. So he took himself off the label. So, now he got a new artist, and we're going to see what he made of. So he going to double back and come party with y'all and kick it. But that's what it's about. I want to shout out to the town, though, Milwaukee County, for real,
Milwaukee
though.
County.
Like,
yes,
this is
indeed.
a real thing, guys and girls.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hey, man, listen.
I'm from Atlanta,
shout out.
I miss Savannah.
Shout out to Georgia. Shout out to the A. Shout out to Milwaukee. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for the morning show with Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman, and tap in 4 p.m. to 7 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We will be back. Tap
You're
in.
listening to WGKB Waukesha 101.7 FM.